Hello everybody and welcome back to In the Driver's Seat with dubizzle. We have a brand new setup here. It looks a bit more sophisticated than the one before, though it's kind of missing the car, which is a real problem. I did enjoy having that behind us. But anyway, on this episode, or better yet, this series, Fouad will be my permanent host, who sat right next to me. Fouad, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me.
I don't know why I'm saying thank you now. You're going to be with us for the entire season, so I mean, you'll see a lot of us over the next coming months.
You will.
But of course, we're reintroducing the podcast because, of course, we want to talk about many things that are happening, not just in the United Arab Emirates, but around the world, of course, as well. Because there are new car launches, new showrooms opening, driving tips, selling tips, you name it. We're going to give you all the information here.
There's a lot happening in the car world right now.
You know, I searched this morning to see what the newest thing that's happened in the car world. I know it's just been the weekend, so I'd expected a lot of things to have happened.
Yeah. You'd
be surprised it's very quiet this weekend.
Is it?
Yeah. The biggest news story, obviously, is the new Lamborghini that's come out, which I can't pronounce whatsoever. Revuelto, I think it's called.
Revuelto, I think. Revuelto. There's a debate about the name of the car, basically. So.
And it's, as in Lamborghini fashion, it's named after a bull, a fighting bull, right?
It's named against a fighting bull in Spain.
Okay, so it's a Spanish name.
Yeah.
On an Italian car that in some languages translate to scrambled eggs.
Also in Spanish.
In Spanish?
Yeah.
So it's named after a Spanish fighting bull.
That won in the 1980s, if I'm not mistaken.
And it translates to scrambled eggs.
And it translates to scrambled eggs, yeah.
So if you live in a part of Spain that they speak, I guess, that dialect, or is it the whole of Spain? I don't know Spanish.
I'm not sure, neither do I.
Okay, so if you drive a Lamborghini in Spain and you drive this one in particular, you're driving a Lamborghini scrambled eggs.
Yeah, there is a reason actually for that.
Okay.
The reason that they called it the Revuelto is that...
I can't believe there's an actual reason for this as well, that they called it scrambled eggs.
It actually is, yeah. So because this car is the first Lamborghini plug-in hybrid, because as we know, there was the Sian, which was a hybrid.
Okay.
But it wasn't a plug-in hybrid. But this car uses the normal motors and uses the hybrid as well. So that's why it's kind of a mixture. And Revuelto, the literal in Spanish translation to it, is kind of not only scrambled eggs, but a mix of a couple of things. So that's what the mix is. The mix is the hybrid and the combustion engine. And, you know, as Lamborghini are very subtle, you know, so they said, let's go hybrid.
Oh, yes, they're very subtle, aren't they?
They're very subtle. So they put a V12, 6.5 engine.
The most subtle
the
way you
most
can
powerful
make a hybrid.
engine, V12, that Lamborghini has so far, naturally aspirated. And then they put a hybrid. That's how you should do a hybrid, right?
Yes, they've made a hybrid the right way. They've made a hybrid the way we all want it to be, right?
Definitely.
1,000 horsepower. I mean, 800-ish of that comes from the petrol engine alone. And then the extra, 170 or 190, I think it is, something like that, comes from the electric motors, because there's three of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the most baffling thing for me is, and this is so bizarre, because when you think of a sports car, you automatically think of either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Amazingly enough, if you put this car into electric mode only, or EV mode, so you're running off the three motors, it will be a front-wheel drive Lamborghini. Just take a moment to figure that out. Just let that sink in.
Making 150 horsepower.
What? You know, it kind of makes sense, the horsepower figure, right? Because back in the day, horsepower figures were a lot lower, right?
Yeah,
they were, I mean, I'm not talking 180-ish low for a Lamborghini. Low.
That's pretty low.
When you think about it on paper, I've got a 180 horsepower Lamborghini that's front-wheel drive. But of course, the Lamborghini isn't the only car that's launched recently. We've actually had a few regional launches, including the new Nissan X-Trail. I had the pleasure of driving it when the car actually made its debut here, and they took me on a little expedition in an X-Trail. It was a lot of fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
You like the car? Do you enjoy it? I like the front of the car, the new grille, the new headlights. They kind of making it a little bit like the Pathfinder and the Patrol, the separate lights, which is kind of very, very trendy right now in the cars market.
We were so amazed by driving this car because when you think of X-Trail, you think of this weird little bubble thing that came out a couple of years ago and it kind of drifted away from the box that it used to be. And now it's kind of come back to its kind of boxy element. And as you said, it's got a lot of Nissan looks and feels to it, right? It really looks like a Nissan again.
Yeah,
you know?
it does.
And we were taken back by the quality of the car inside specifically. It starts at 99,000 dirhams. which is extremely budget friendly. It's got a 2.5 litre four-cylinder engine. Okay, it does go up to about 150, if I think a little bit less than that.
For four-wheel drive as well, right?
Yeah, so that's quite a lot of money for a Nissan X-Trail. But when you look at it on paper, the features you get for it are pretty impressive. Yeah. One of the real features that stuck out for me was the soundproofing. You know, you didn't hear anything on the road. Which
That's actually exciting. On a very small SUV, you're talking mid-size SUV, right? You're talking almost a crossover, a little bit bigger than a crossover. And to have full soundproofing is not easy, you know?
I was amazed because when you think of an X-Trail, you don't put soundproofing on the list, but Nissan have done an incredible job with the soundproofing of that car. The features as well are very, very good, and I would say it's worth the money, honestly. I was even considering buying one as a second car. The CVT is great. For those of you who don't know,
it's a functional transmission, but it doesn't give you the feel of the car.
No,
you don't know
really
where
doesn't.
you are.
It really doesn't. It's economical, which I'll give credit to, that it is a very good gearbox in that sense, but there's no driving pleasure, you know. Yes, okay, that's probably the wrong word to use for an automatic gearbox, but, you know, there's no...
We are petrol heads. We are petrol
exactly.
heads. That's how it's going.
Give us a 5 or a 6-speed manual and we'll be happy. Hey, give me a 3-speed. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
the old 4-speed manual.
Exactly.
That's it.
Let's go back to the good old days. I mean, that will never happen.
Oh,
but
definitely,
automatic all the way forward. Now, the other car that's launched here recently was the MG1. Now, this is a very interesting car. There's bits of pieces of information readily available, including the warranty and the service contracts, which is quite a long one, to be honest. It's like 200,000 kilometers, and it was about like 7 years.
7 years of warranty, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other car competitor market that does that.
I don't think so either. Now, what's interesting is pricing is not yet available, and the engine options are also not available. We are aware that there is an electric version, a hybrid version, and obviously an ICE version, but where's the price? You know, when is the launch? We don't know. It's coming.
Is it going to be like the RX-5? You think?
You know, I don't know. It looks more to me like
because
the
it's a little bit in that range, you know. But also with the MG ZS as well.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, it could be around that price. So we're probably looking at about 60 to 70,000, I think.
Probably a little more expensive.
The electric version will be a little bit more because if we look at the ZS electric, that was closer to 100,000 dirhams.
Yeah.
I just wish they put the electric... I hope they put the electric charger on the side of the car rather than the front, because that's just bananas why they do that. But honestly, it looks very good.
It does. It does look good. And you know what's exciting? That these cars are running, like, the factories are running out of cars. They're selling so fast, like, especially MJs. Like, Chinese markets has entered the market very big.
Yep. And to this day, if you're still waiting to buy a car... Chip shortage still exists. There are still not enough cars being produced because demand is so high. That's why it's probably a good idea to buy a pre-owned car. Because at dubizzle Cars, we have over 1,500 cars readily available with inspection reports for your peace of mind. So if you're looking to buy a second-hand pre-owned car with an inspection report, dubizzle Cars is where you need to be. You know, because it could take you a very long time to get your hands on a brand new car. I did it. I was like, okay, I want to buy a brand new car. I have the finance for it, and then I was told I have to wait a year. I don't want to wait a year for a car. I want to wait 12 hours, or I want to wait 1.5 hours, or better yet, I want to wait 12 minutes to get a car. I don't want to wait for an eternity. You know, I want the car there and then.
That is a hassle, Chris. That is a hassle nowadays, especially in new cars. 90% of the companies, they don't have cars ready.
No.
And if they have a car ready, it's this car only, and this color only, and this options only, which is even crazier, because if you're buying a new car, you want to customize it on your own. And if you want to try even do that, you're going over 1 year sometimes.
Which is, if you want to sit around for a long time, hey, I mean, be my guest, but what are you going to drive in the meantime? A Corolla? A Sunny? Hey, actually, you know, those are good cars, actually. I'm not going to bash those. Yeah, rental.
Yeah, they're very reliable cars.
Yeah, they are. They don't die, which is the great thing. Now, 2 dealers here have actually opened new showrooms here in the United Arab Emirates. One of them, of course, is Ghandi Auto, who opened up a boutique showroom down in City Walk, which, again, they invited us down to. And I must say, the Lyric was the one reason I really wanted to go, plus the V-Specs, because...
Plus the Blackwing, definitely.
I love the fact that Cadillac have gone, right, we're an American brand. We're going to do the most American thing possible. Drop a 6.2-litre supercharged V8 into a normal sedan.
Yeah, people were sad when the CTS V stopped.
Yeah,
I was definitely. That was the reason that Cadillac just launched the Blackwing, and they made this, and they made the Cadillac Escalade V as well. That's a hell of a car.
Yeah, and they've done it correctly. They've been asked the question, do you want it? People have said yes, and Cadillac went, right, we're going to build it for you, you're going to buy it. And people said yes. People are buying them. like crazy. Habtoor Motors Mitsubishi opened a new showroom on Sheikh Zayed Road. It's a very clean, aesthetically pleasing location with all of the new models. Obviously, the Patrol. Mitsubishi makes a Patrol nowadays? No, they don't. The Mitsubishi Pajero is long gone, unfortunately, which breaks the heart of many people.
One of the most exciting cars, like the most selling cars.
Yeah, I like how you was the most exciting cars for Pajero. The only exciting Pajero they ever built was the Evolution and the IO.
Yeah, that's
because the IO was that little boxy thing. That was such a cute little car, and they came with the little manual boxes, so they're a lot of fun to drive. But of course, yeah, Habtoor Motors is an amazing new showroom on Sheikh Zayed Road. If you're looking for a Mitsubishi, definitely go check them out. But of course, just remember waiting times might be quite a significant amount of time. It, of course, is Ramadan at the moment. The holy month is upon us, which means driving is a little bit more different here. Now, here in the United Arab Emirates, we've always got our pro tips. We have our blog up and running where you can find amazing tips and tricks of everything automotive. We wanted to, of course, discuss driving tips during the holy month.
Please be careful, guys. Please be careful when driving. I know some people have to drive to work and back, and this is our life, but please be careful. Drive the minimum you can before iftar. If you feel tired, if you feel dizzy, pull over on the side of the road. What else do you have to say, Chris?
Just be alert. Be conscious. Be aware of your surroundings. You should always be aware of your surroundings.
And do not engage in road rage with people.
Yeah.
Because everyone is a little bit on the edge.
Exactly.
And be patient with other drivers.
Yes. Be very patient. Don't go crazy. You don't need to go 200 kilometers an hour to get to your destination. I think your food can wait one extra minute.
So this is the Ramadan tips for your Ramadan. Just like we said, stay alert on the road. As for the new news, we have the biggest news actually in the UAE, which is the ID, Volkswagen ID, being banned by the government to be sold outside An-Nabuda.
Yeah, this has been a real hot topic for a rather long time as well. And we've seen in the market, they have essentially flooded the market.
There's plenty of cars in these. Yeah. Like on the roads, you go, everywhere you see an ID, ID4, ID6, all those cars.
You know, I was thinking that I've only seen these in white, silver, black, blue, which is very rare, and I saw one in one other color. I saw a red one this morning. I've never seen it in red. A red one. Yeah, I was amazed. I didn't even actually recognize what it was until it drove past. I thought, oh, cool, it's an ID4. Okay. But yeah, of course, the government has stepped in now, and you can no longer buy any ID car. Well, actually, it specifies, I think, only ID4 and ID6.
Yeah, for some reason. ID5 is out. I don't see it too
ID5 is not available. ID3 is out, though.
True.
That's their little hatchback. I actually quite like that car because it kind of reminds me of a Golf. Plus, it comes in a two-tone shade of paint. I mean, how cool is that? But yes, you now can no longer buy a Volkswagen ID series car unless it's from Al Nabuda. They are, of course, the official importers and retailers here in the United Arab Emirates, or at least in Dubai, for Volkswagen products.
Yeah. So and I think it's safer. I think that they wanted to control it, especially that the cars that are coming, they don't have a warranty. They're just cars. You never know where they've been, how they've been bought, and where to maintain them.
Yeah, and obviously the other big thing is the climate. The United Arab Emirates is obviously a very hot climate, especially during the summertime. And electric vehicles are still relatively in their infancy in terms of heat. Yeah. You know, while cars like Tesla and other brands have had electric cars for many years, and if you just really think about it, the electric car is over 100 years old. Yeah. But they've only started to be mass-produced now. True. So obviously heat is a new thing for them as well. You can imagine running
for
these
batteries,
things, you know, it's kind of like a battery at home. If it's hot, it's going to drain a lot faster, right?
True.
It's obviously more susceptible to combusting. I'm not saying they're going to blow up in your face, but they're more susceptible to do it. Exactly. These are obviously things that Al Nabuda are, you know, cautious of, right? They want to make sure whatever product that is in the country
is GCC specs.
Exactly, and it conforms to the regulations of the country. And they have taken the necessary steps to control that.
To make it as safe as possible.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, there is a lot of things happening in the car world. We could probably go on for hours, if not days, about it. But of course, we have to keep this relatively short. Yeah. If you want to know any more about cars, just drop a message down below. We'll be more than happy to engage with you and discuss anything car related. This will be a new segment in our new setup here. And of course, it will be out every 2 weeks with my lovely special guest, Fouad. and he's not a special guest. I need to stop saying that. He's my co-host in the driver's seat.
Gonna be an
with
all-time special guest.
Yes. Then maybe
So you're gonna get bored of the special guest because he's special every week.
Maybe I should be the special guest.
Yeah.
You know, I appear on these things.
Let's do it 1 week me, 1 week you.
There you go. That sounds like a good idea. Wait, do you want to do it solo? Okay, sure. No problem. But before we go, of course, if you're using dubizzle to buy or sell a car online, why not verify your account? It's absolutely free. And the best part of it is that when you see other users or other users engage with you via the chat, they will see that you have the badge of trust. That verification badge lets you and other users know that you are a safe person to communicate with. So verify your account today. It's absolutely free and it takes no less than 5 minutes. Thank you so much for watching this episode of In the Driver's Seat with dubizzle. We'll see you next time.